Tonight, back together on the Weekend View. Thank you, Bongi, and the team on the top stories. We start with breaking news. Several people are trapped under concrete at River Range Ranch in Redcliffe, north of Durban, after a 4-story temple collapsed. According to a private security and emergency services company, those trapped are communicating via voice notes from under the collapsed structure. We'll have more details as the story develops. And in more breaking news, the city of Ekurhuleni has placed its head of human resources, Linda Xasheka, on precautionary suspension. The city says the move is aimed at protecting internal processes as investigations continue. It emerged at the Madlanga Commission that Xasheka was allegedly reluctant to initiate suspension proceedings against EMPD Deputy Chief Julius Mkhwanazi. This was over allegations that he fitted state blue lights in private vehicles belonging to controversial businessman Vusumuzi Ket Matlala. National Treasury has allocated emergency funding of 95.6 billion rand to KwaZulu-Natal Health Department to help close the gap left by U.S. funding cuts. Finance MEC Francois Rogers says the funds are being allocated to the provincial department under the District Health Program grant. The conditional grant largely funds public health measures aimed at addressing HIV, TB and other communicable diseases. Rogers says the additional funds have already been made available to the province.
The funds are allocated to the province in response to the withdrawal of the President's Emergency Plan for AIDS, which we refer to as PEPFAR funding, administered by the United States Agency for International Development. As this is an emergency allocation, these funds have already been begun flowing into the province.
Transport Minister Barbara Chrissy is leading an inter-provincial law enforcement operation on the N1 Maubane near Carousel Toll Plaza, Limpopo. The operation is aimed at road users traveling between Gauteng, Limpopo and Northwest during this festive season. The Road Traffic Management Corporation spokesperson Simon Zwane says the N1 road where the operation is taking place is among the top 20 hazardous roads in the country.
The idea really is to sensitize drivers about the importance of safe driving the rules of the road. This is one of the routes that is in our top 20 hazardous roads. Since access your previous operations where there was no major fatality reported on this route, so we want to keep that standard and ensure that this route remains crash and fatality free.
The Human Rights Commission says the ongoing water supply challenges in the Rand West and Merafong local municipality in Gauteng have a detrimental and direct impact on several rights, including health, education and dignity. The Commission says it has been inundated with complaints from residents in these two municipalities who have been without water for months. Rand Water says Rand West owes it 964 million rand, while Merafong owes more than 1.5 billion rand for water. Kensani Chauke reports.
Says it has been forced to implement restriction and cut as a credit control measure due to the money spent by two municipalities. The Human Rights Commission convened a meeting with Rand West and other local municipalities this week. The parties resolved, among others, that both municipalities will implement interventions to enhance revenue collection and continue to alert residents of water supply disruptions. The Commission says it will continue to monitor the situation to ensure that the water supply is restored to normal in both municipalities.
The Border Management Authority has called on airports across the continent to do their due diligence when checking the documents of travelers. This after the BMA successfully intercepted 30 illegal foreigners who tried to enter the country at the OR Tambo International Airport in Kempton Park. The BMA says over 30 travelers, 16 were Bangladeshi nationals and 14 Ethiopians. BMA spokesperson Meme Mukhotsi says airlines who are found to have transported illegal foreigners will be fined.
We are also pleading with the airlines to say, can we just do due diligence in terms of checking the travelers' documents, because the Bangladeshis had fraudulent visas. And we are aware that now we are in the festive period, and we are warning all travelers who think that they will try and take advantage of our security systems. We are on high alert for any irregular movement that is in our ports of entry.
Recapping the top story, several people are trapped under concrete at River Range Ranch in Redcliffe, north of Durban, after a 4-story temple collapsed. I'm Undela for SAfm News Headlines at 1:30.
Bridget Masinga on SAfm.
5 teams, 1 epic journey. No flights, no smartphones, just grit, maps, and pure determination. Race Across the World Season 3 is back, and the stakes have never been higher. From bustling cities to remote villages, who will conquer the chaos and cross the finish line first? Thursdays at 6 p.m. only on S3.
The Playhouse Company proudly presents a Christmas celebration. 1 performance only on Saturday, 20 December at 3 p.m. featuring Ayandan Tanzi, Don Laka, Timothy Malloy, the powerful KwaZulu-Natal Philharmonic Orchestra, the Playhouse Chorale, and many more incredible artists. Tickets from just 200 Rand. Book at Web Tickets. The ultimate spectacular Christmas show. Bold, brilliant, and not to be missed. Only at the Playhouse Company.
The Full Circle with Bridget Masinga, Monday to Friday, 1 to 3 p.m.
Jolene, 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 Jolene. Abonge, sika yanga mobali. Kozanga pasi ye mingi loko motene lubi nasala ko nini ngai ko makasi te na bandika ngai mwana mawa seko banza kayo kutu moi songa ko asala boni unasuka wapi?
How? Kanjalo nje. How? We are getting into the groove. Yeah, vetane yathi nje. Shwi. What a wowza. What a wonderful, wonderful day it is today. What a big day it is today. We are celebrating a woman who has made an indelible mark in broadcasting. In fact, in every industry that she has touched, she continues to be a part in, that she has left her footprint in. She has really made an impact. It's been 30 years of broadcast radio with the great Michelle Constant. She's a creative industries consultant, a facilitator, a presenter, a columnist, a woman who's multifaceted, super hip and cool, one of the smartest to ever do it, one of the most passionate to ever do it, from her days at SAfm to SAfm. 30 years, 3 decades of radio, 3 decades of Michelle Constant. And the bulk of them spent right here on SAfm, waking up with you every single weekend morning on the Jet Set Breakfast. And she's going to be doing it again one final time come this weekend. And we thought we would have her on the show today to give her flowers while she can still smell them, to reflect on the 30 years, to laugh, to cry, and to celebrate and honor all that she is. And we kicked off the show with the Congo Cowboys, Jolene, their rendition of Jolene. And my producer, one of my producers, all 3 of my producers actually have produced for Michelle. And the longest running one to produce for Michelle Dosh chose this song. And I think she chose it, Michelle, deliberately, because you literally started welling up.
It certainly is a song that brings great joy to me. I think, I am welling up, and it does make me feel like, that it's a fantastic time. But I love that song because I think, we've spoken about this a lot on the JSB, the idea of how people use covers and do cover songs. And in many ways, that for me is one of the ultimate cover songs where they've actually stripped it down to something completely different. Simon Atwell and the rest of the guys, I mean, there are guys there from Angola, from the Congo, from Zimbabwe, if I remember correctly. And over the years, I've always thought that was the perfect cover to really make it your own, to pay tribute and honor the artist, the original artist, but to say, I can now make it even better or special or different.
Oh, we're going to take a quick pause here. We're going to come back and we're going to start our conversation with Michelle. Just want to take a little pause and play a small Nyana clip. Small stories, big ideas, and massive inspiration. That's one of the things I love the most about the Jet Set Breakfast. And I've had the honor of sitting in your seat whenever you decide to take leave and go cast your attention somewhere else. What an incredible community you've built on that show. What a powerful show it is. It's fun, it's textured, it's authentic, it's meaningful, it's impactful. And even a few weeks ago, we were busy doing promos for all the shows, like highlight reels. And I said to the technical producer, I was like, you see how Michelle's show, the tagline, small stories, big ideas, and massive inspiration.
It does.
On your marks, it's Jet Set and Go on SAfm. The Jet Set Breakfast with Michelle Constant, 7 to 10 a.m.
7:06. Good morning and welcome to the Saturday edition of the Jet Set Breakfast, the JSB. How's it? I'm Michelle Constant, and driving the show for us today, We've got Zelma on the decks and Ndosh and Ndu taking up on production duty. So we want to say good morning. Good morning to the steam and the clouds that are hanging above the Joburg trees. Good morning to the pothole that I just missed with a large palm tree or palm leaf stuck into the middle of it. Good morning to the day after Springbok Day, and good morning to Reconciliation Day. And finally, good morning to you, our SAfm listeners. We love it that you're with us, and we hope you stay and enjoy the day. Whether you're on the road, whether you're chilling out at home, whether you're moving your way into the city for work, no matter what it is you're doing, we look forward to keeping you entertained.
Your favorite radio. Jet Set Breakfast with Michelle Constant.
People with kids in there.
Before you even get there, Michelle, how was your thing? Uh-oh. Say no more.
Don't you remember the person last week who said, Michelle, please can we have at least 2 minutes of you explaining how you eat at home? Well, even 2 minutes would be too long. Have you imagined what could space smell like?
Someone at NASA at that time, 2008, had approached me that his job was to fly every item that went into the construction of the space shuttle. They had, of course, astronauts coming back and talking about this surprise that they had, that there was actually a snow. They all reported something very similar. It was all around descriptions of hot butter or burnt steak or fried steak. One astronaut described it. It sounds like you could be standing next to a bride, Michelle, doesn't it?
When you get to the door, depends what time you get there. There's still room to negotiate the price.
I think that's absolutely excellent. I want to say, Dr. Nduduzo Makatsini, great joy in Lovu. It has given me great joy to have you in the studio.
Thank you.
We're closing off with ancient dance, and 3 p.m. is the place to be. And that's it from us here on SAfm. It's no longer good morning, it's now. Goodbye.
Your favorite radio.
We are paying tribute, celebrating and honoring the greatness that is Michelle Constant. I have a friend of mine who's out in Kabeja, and he's a radiologist and a big listener of SAfm, particularly yourself, obviously me for bias reasons. But and Kathy, and whenever he talks about, she goes, "How's my girl Michelle Constant?" She's so cool. Like she's fabulous. So I know he's listening because I told him that we're saying farewell to Michelle today, and he said he'd listen in.
Oh.
The power of your show. I mean, that clip, you literally went through a gauntlet of emotions, just reflecting back. And some of the conversations, you're like, oh, I don't even remember this conversation.
But, you know, I think that's been the incredible thing about being on radio. So I'm completely a curious person. And in fact, I was reading some excellent research recently about what it means to be curious and how we think about curiosity. And it seems to me that over the years, my curiosity has, to degrees, shifted and changed. So in the early days, it was very much popular culture and music and that kind of thing. And then as I got older, I started to become interested in visual arts. And then I started to become interested in literature and then science and technology. I mean, those kinds of things really fascinate me, you know. And I suppose as you get older and you start to realize that there's an entire universe out there, but there's also an entire universe in yourself as well. And so my passion around that, and certainly Ndosh will remember this. I mean, we used to, you know, we've done interviews about bees with number plates stuck on their back. We've done interviews about toucan birds who've had titanium beaks. And more and more and more, that's been kind of the way that the show has gone. And ultimately, I suppose the one thing I can truly say about the JSB, and I'm very proud of that, and I'm very proud of all the producers that have worked on that, is that we really do believe that there is great inspiration in the world. I think often on shows during the week, probably less so on this show because it is a lifestyle show in many ways, but often on shows during the week, it's tough and it's hard, and the stories that you're hearing are really, really tough and hard. But you forget that they're these incredible stories, really glorious stories that are coming out of South Africa and out of the world all the time. And so, yeah, that for me has been really profound, actually. And I feel very blessed and very, very lucky to have had that experience for so many years.
I inside as you reflect and just the meaning of Jet Set Breakfast and its placing in the greater broadcast conversation. I laugh because when Dosh joined this team, one of the things, and I know it was hard for you to give
very
up.
hard.
No,
not going.
I know.
Weekends, I think weekends, and for any one of our producers, they can all say it. It's tough.
It's tough, yeah. And your show is a proper marathon. I'll paint you a picture on Michelle's show a little bit later because I don't know how she does it, but it's a proper marathon of a show.
I know.
When Dosh came here, she said to me, she goes, Michelle had one request and one request only. Dosh, can you and Bridget not touch my bees? And I said to her, she can rest assured, you won't touch the bees.
Bees, rats that like sniff out bombs, rats that sniff out TB. I mean, those kind of things are fascinating. The world is a fascinating place, as difficult as it is.
No, that's the truth. I also love what you say about, curiosity. I had a radio boss a couple of years ago. I won't mention because it's not about him, but and he once said in conversation with somebody, he said, one of the things that makes you successful as a broadcaster and someone who holds conversation is not necessarily your talent or your skill at running a desk. It's your curious mind, because for as long as you're curious, you are able to go anywhere and you'll want to sniff out all the information.
Yeah, I'm a great believer, and I don't just believe it's for broadcasters, but I think everybody in the world should be really, really kind of curious about the world, curious beyond their own borders and boundaries. And I mean geographic borders, but also emotional borders and mental borders. And I really, truly believe in lifelong learning. I was just joking with someone now. Actually, it wasn't a joke. I was being serious, but just laughing about a friend and I have now started an artificial intelligence course at Helsinki online. It's a MOOC, so you get it for free. Yes. And just because I think there's a whole lot to learn that I don't really know about, and I thought, I want to just go back. So I think lifelong learning and curiosity, and if you can hold those two things close to your heart, I think, A, you could probably be a good broadcaster, or a journalist or a storyteller. But B, you could live in the world more thoroughly.
Absolutely. We have a few folks that want to be in this moment with you. Some folks, most of these folks actually, I hope I know all of them, and I hope you're on good terms with all of them. How awkward it would be if you weren't. But also, we'd like for the listener to be a part of Michelle's farewell. You've woken up with her on Jet Set Breakfast on SAfm for the last 3 decades now, and she's been a big part of your life. So our lines are open on 086 000 2032. That's our phone line, or 061 410 4107 is our WhatsApp line. We don't have an ad break right now, right? Okay. Let's go. I'm not going to introduce these people. One of these people I'm very familiar with. And he became one of my favorite people through your show. Maybe that gives it away. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. But let's go to the lines.
He's in the kitchen and he's baking something.
He's baking Tony Betty's chocolate cake, isn't he?
For tomorrow morning.
Nico, the petrol head, I'm delighted that you're actually baking, because I was worried that you were going to arrive tomorrow. You arrived a few weeks ago without coffee. And I thought that was a total insult, but I didn't say anything because I've known you for too long.
that was actually quite bad. So I need to make up for this last one. I mean, it's my life is just not going to be the same, and my Saturdays will not be the same. I have really one part of my whole radio, who I am or what I do on radio is missing.
Is it intellectual?
Yes, that's the thing. Is the intelligence that it astounds me how intelligent this is. It's amazing, the things she comes up with, the broad knowledge of topics she knows. It just always blows my mind. And we've not only become colleagues, we've really become good friends.
Brymasters. We Brymasters, you and I.
Oh, exactly. And I in my mind, always initially, it's fun. If you do things together, it's always fun. I really enjoy it. I do things with you. It's always, in my mind, the way that I love that curiosity side, but I also see that fun side. It's always fun. It's always something I enjoy. And the show is, I do it mostly because I enjoy 50% with you and 50% interacting with the listeners. And that 50% is going to be missing from my life, which is actually, it will never be the same. It really is actually, to me, it's a big part that's going to be gone, which is, I don't think I've realized that yet.
No, I don't think I have either, Nico. I'm sure.
Institutional knowledge.
There's another voice.
Yes, I'm wondering. I thought it was maybe like just an echo in my head, and I was going a bit.
No. You're perfectly safe. You're not hearing voices in your head. You still can't recognize it?
But it was sort of an echoey sort of voice. Who is it?
How? Michelle.
I can't hear anything.
Okay. Can we unmute the second voice? Because I can't say. Okay, I'm gonna say in Zulu ubizo wam. If I say in Zulu ubizo wam, ubizo wam.
It is
my namesake.
Hi, Miss.
You're joking.
Yeah, it's not a me. You popped in.
No, Bridget.
Oh, Miss, what an error you've had. What a run you've had. How fantastic.
Which part of the road are you on right now, Bridget?
I'm in the traffic jam just outside Howick. We all tuned in.
Oh.
And to pay you a tribute. And just the end of an era, but the beginning of something new. I think the publicists and the PRs in this industry don't know what's in for them when they don't have these shows. Your institutional knowledge of all the creative sector. The 6 o'clock phone calls on your way to the studio. You've done an incredible job. I think you can be so proud of yourself, my friend, my colleague.
Oh, Bridget, really, thank you. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you.
There's a voice at the back who's giving you a big smile because you told her about ageism.
Oh, that's right. Kia, who came on the show, and she spoke about age, and I told her she should not be ageist. And I'm, you know me, I'm a big fighter for that. Okay. So.
Bridget, before we let you go, I just wanted to find out, we're going to get into the headline news in a minute, but those 6 o'clock phone calls, what are we talking about at 6 o'clock? Is she running through the script? No.
It was a huge amount of the chatting putting them in place there, Bridget. Me at work trying to get things done because I might have interviews set up. Michelle on her way to work. So one of the best ways to be connected sometimes because of our busy schedules. Those 6 o'clock calls on the way to studio when I was working and she was on the way into studio. So hopefully we'll be doing something more constructive at 6 o'clock in the morning, like going hiking or something. But I think I just want to say from the creative sector, Michelle, thank you for what you've done. Thank you very, very much for how you've represented us, how you fought for us, and how you've just got the knowledge, that huge amount of knowledge over the many decades that you've worked, and to have that background, which is so important.
Thank you.
I think it's going to be a huge loss for us, but thank you.
I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Bridget, thank you so much for calling in. Nico, before we have to go into the headline news, you're all too familiar with the tight clocks around here. I know that you have a song that you want to dedicate to Michelle. We'll play it after the headlines, but maybe a quick introduction and why this particular one.
It was really quite difficult to pick a song because there's so many, but this one reminded me of Mish's fun. She promotes everything South Africa. She's such a brilliant ambassador for our country and bringing all of us together. So this is Kichi on the cheeks from Desmond and the Tutus. And see the beauty through them. So it's a fun song and it makes me smile when I think of her. And anything with Michelle is fun.
Fabulous.
Thank you, Nico.
That was Nico Smith. And of course, Michelle's close friend and publicist, Bridget, coming through as well. It's 1:30. Let's take a quick headline news with Ondela Mbana, and then we'll come back on the other side. Ondela, as you wrap up the headline news, please stay on because I'd love to know your reflections on Michelle, especially as a broadcaster. Thank you, Bridget. On the news headlines, the seat of Ekurhuleni has placed its head of human resources, Linda Xasheka, on precautionary suspension. The CT says the move is aimed at protecting internal processes as investigations continue. Several people are trapped under concrete at River Range Ranch in Redcliffe, north of Durban, after a four-story temple collapsed. And ANC Youth League in Limpopo says all logistic arrangements have been completed. A full update follows at the top of the hour.
You are listening to the Full Circle.
When you my knees go weak, I wanna kiss you on the cheek. Or go home and brush my teeth. I wanna kiss you on the cheek. I cannot feel my feet. I wanna kiss you on the cheek. Every day of the week, I wanna kiss you, baby, on the cheek. I wanna kiss you on the cheek. I can't stay in my seat. I wanna kiss you on the cheek. When you bust the groove to the beat. I wanna kiss you on the cheek. So needy for the love of me. Let me kiss you on the cheek. You on the drink, I want to kiss you on the drink. I want to kiss you. Oh, I want to kiss you, baby. I want to kiss you on the drink. I want to kiss you on the drink. I want to kiss you.
All right. This is the Full Circle with myself, Bridget Masinga, and Michelle Constant, broadcaster extraordinaire and creative industry giant. As we say goodbye today, we begin the journey of saying goodbye, and tomorrow she will properly say goodbye to you guys on the Jet Set Breakfast over the next 2 days. That was Desmond and the Tutus, Kiss You on the Cheek, as dedicated to Michelle by Nico Smith, the petrol head. If you listen to Jet Set Breakfast on Saturdays, you know that Nico is a feature there, a permanent feature, in fact, someone that is absolutely incredible with so much knowledge. I thoroughly enjoyed talking to him when I'd sit in with you. Let's reflect a little bit, because when a lot of people, when they think Michelle Constant as a broadcaster, they think of so many iterations of you. There's the folks who know you from here. There's the folks who know you from 5FM. You've had quite the journey. You even did TV music.
What was it? Channel O. Then there was not Channel O. The Ozone with I'm having a complete blank.
Listen.
Yeah. But there have been different iterations. I mean, 5FM, Radio 2000, we did a show called The Lucky Packet, one of my favorite shows ever. I really enjoyed doing that. And over the years, it's just been, I think I've always loved SAfm because I really do believe in public broadcasting. I am a passionate believer in public broadcasting and what its mandate is and how we should think about it. You know, I think sometimes we forget actually how important it is. And I think for a national station, we forget how important that is, because there are so many people around the country who have no access to so many different things. And so this is, you know, critical as we move forward. And we have such a diversity of listeners, and our audiences are incredible. I have to say, everybody always goes, well, you know, who is your audience? And I'm like, well, you've got Freddie the truck driver, but you've also got Xolisile, who is in the Eastern Cape. Then you've got someone else who is a pensioner in KwaZulu-Natal. And, you know, that's a gift to any broadcaster. Every single broadcaster I've ever spoken to who's gone to regional has said that the thing that they miss the most is being able to speak to such a diversity of listeners. So thank you to every single one of you.
And you know what I love there? It's also the makings of how intimate your relationship is with your listeners. By the way, Michelle has held one of the most successful, by way of Radio Rams, shows on SAfM for decades.
I'm glad to hear that.
And you have this intimate relationship with each one. I mean, Freddie, wherever he is, he probably just hooted.
I've missed Freddie lately, but I think also what was challenging for all of us, you probably saw this as well, was I think COVID really knocked us for a sixer. It was very hard. And what it did was, because we became so used to telephonic radio, we forgot that there's the opportunity for live radio and people in studio and what that really means. So the great thing about telephonic radio, of course, is you can hear where a person is. You can hear the birds in the background. You can hear if there's hardy-dars. You can hear if there's cattle in the background. It's amazing.
They're whispering in my ears because we have such a long list of voice notes and folks that want to talk to Michelle. Should we go to the voice notes first, and then we'll come back and take a call?
Hi, Michelle. This is Professor Alistair Mokoena, the Dean of the Johannesburg Business School, but also author of the book, Servings of Self-Mastery. I just want to thank you, Michelle, not just for being an incredible journalist, but for being an amazing human. You and I have had lots of dealings over the years, great friendship. I will thoroughly miss you. I remember working very closely with you when you were CEO of the American Chamber of Commerce, when I was heading up Africa, and how we've just had great conversations over the years. You have touched many, many lives. You have left an indelible mark. The airwaves will never be the same without you. And, you know, for me as a big SAfm listener, I really, really will miss you. Saturday mornings for me, I have a ritual of taking my son to soccer matches. And we always listen to you in the car, and I would always say to my son, "Oh, listen to this radio presenter. She's a really good friend, and listen to how amazing she is with interviews and all of that." And yeah, so you're a big part of my life, Michelle, and I wish you great success in your next chapter. And my favorite expression is, we should not cry that it ended, but we should rejoice that it happened. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the talks. Thank you for the insights. Thank you for the music. And thank
Hi, this is Nicola Danby. Back in 1997, I was founding CEO of Business and Art South Africa. It was an experiment, an adventure, a bit of a tightrope walk at the time between the arts, the corporate sector, and government. And it was never ever dull, I have to say. Quite exciting. Anyway, it was through Basel that I met the lively, engaging, intelligent Michelle Constant, whose then weekly program on SAfm was the only regular radio coverage of the arts and things cultural in South Africa. We, Basel, struck up a partnership with the program, with Michelle's support. And I have here I must actually give a heads up to her producer and Tosh and the station manager at the time, who were really, really supportive. And I'm sure that this partnership gave impetus to increased arts and cultural coverage countrywide. Anyway, when I left Basel about 10 years later in 2008, Michelle stepped in and became CEO and made this particular adventure hers. She gave huge energy and enthusiasm to taking Basel in different directions. And I congratulate her for sticking it out. It's a hard place to sit. So anyway, this marks the end of an era, Michelle. I can't believe we won't hear your trademark husky voice, always with a little hint of a laugh. And whatever you do, wherever you go, I wish you luck and success with every new adventure. All the best. Bye.
You guys are literally making Michelle cry. Let's go straight to the telephone lines now. Joining us is a journalist and author, Marianne Tame.
Oh, Tam, yeah.
Is it Tam? Marianne, how are you?
I'm good. I'm in the rain. I'm listening to this program and just reminiscing about how I with Michelle graduating from UCT, I think, from drama school many years ago. And just to say that Michelle's always been nourishment, one of those people who, when you allow her into your space, is nourishing. And every Saturday morning, I would garden and listen to Michelle, and you would introduce me to new music, your new people, your consideration of all the nuances of South Africa and what makes it great is what you brought. So, thank you for that, for making my Saturdays in the garden with my newspaper, and Michelle on Everybody Must Leave Me Alone, because by the end of the day, you're like a New Yorker magazine. When you come away from being or listening to you, you always learn something new or know something new. So, looking forward to seeing and hearing you in the future, Michelle.
Thank you, Marion. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you.
I want to ask you, I know we're going all over the place with conversation and we're having some conversations on air and some off air, but paint us a picture, because you're such a wordsmith and you really have an ability to have us close our eyes and just see the world through that moment that you are in. Paint us a picture of that first day when you walked into the SABC.
Oof. I don't know if I can remember that. So long ago. Certainly, I think about, if I think about even my 5FM days. And before that, I'd been sort of packaging stuff for SAFM as well. So there was a youth program which Alan Swerdler used to produce, and I was producing stuff for them. I mean, I remember the very first radio thing I ever produced was on hip hop. I mean, it was that's how long ago it was. So. But I think when I was at 5FM, because I was still quite fresh, I was probably quite tense. I'm still quite tense, as the producers will tell you. And it takes a lot for me to be on air and to be off air. Off air, I'm quite tense. And then on air, I feel like I'm sort of in my natural space. So I'm very lucky. I feel very lucky with that kind of thing. But I've certainly had some. I mean, I can remember once we broadcast live. It was a live broadcast. And I just thought afterwards, I don't know if like I've got electricity or something like that, but something was going on because as I put my hands on, I was like, "Phew." So there've been some pretty electric moments, one could say.
Oh man, is there? I mean, you've mentioned that public broadcasting is close to your heart because of the power of this mic and its ability to reach into different corners and different communities. But is there an era of radio that's been your favorite, or
No, it's more just a learning experience. So I don't think it's an era. I think it's stories. Sometimes you get a story that is unbelievable and you come away feeling really overwhelmed and just excited and that kind of thing. And then you also have other moments where the story is kind of here or there. So it's not an era, it's more a moment of a story and how can we tell the story best?
The intensity? So you intense. I've heard the rumors.
Oh no, my producers will say I'm the worst person I'm sure to work with because I'm very strict. But I think what people don't understand is that I'm not just strict on everybody around me. I'm very strict on myself as well. And the thing about radio is you can never reach the top of Everest.
Yes. It's a moving target.
It's a totally moving target. And one week the technical stuff can go wrong. One week you just can't get a grip on the interview. One week you're emotionally just down and you've got to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I mean, there've been some pretty rough and ready times, particularly at the National Arts Festival when we were all just partying maybe a bit too hard. And I think Ndosh can talk to that, and so could Monique, who was the producer before, having to come in after a night of, just good times.
Yeah.
And then to come in and do a show was rough.
But do you think that comes from also just a sense of perfection? I think people...
I'm an A-type personality, and I don't mean that, and I'm not saying that is a positive thing. I don't think we should see that as the goal. It's not the goal. I think sometimes you can do 80% and it's actually as good as 100%. So, we don't need to be like that in the world. We don't.
Let's go to another one of your special guests, someone else who wants to pay tribute to Michelle, Associate Professor in the Department of English at the University of Johannesburg, Prof. Siphiwe Mahala. Hey, Prof.
Hey, Bridget.
Go ahead, Prof. Michelle she's already in tears.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know where to start. Michelle to me is synonymous with SAfm. I never told her this. Like the first time I had a room to myself was when I was a first-year student at Enjeto Forte in 1995.
Oh wow!
And that's when I had a radio for the first time that I could open and change stations whenever I want. So I've been listening to SAfm for the past 30 years at least. And Michelle has always been an integral part of my radio experience. And I mean, I never thought I would meet Michelle in person. So at the time, I was always amazed at how knowledgeable she is about life, about people, different cultures, and the art in general, And so I relied on her a lot when it comes to book recommendations, especially. I'm sorry, Michelle, that you leaving radio before I could read Mother Mary Comes to Me.
Yes, brilliant.
I bought it, but you left too soon. So if you could wait for another 2 weeks, I'll read it so that we can discuss it on the radio.
Yeah. No, I have to say, I mean, Spiro, and Bridget Spiro is actually my boss as well because I sit on the National Arts Festival board, and he's the chair. So I always feel deeply honored by his approach to the world, and certainly our discussions around books have been profound, and really, Spiro, you've always given me such great sort of ideas and.
Yeah. Well, the only issue I've had with you when it comes to the National Arts Festival is that I grew up in Makanda, so I have this brilliant story to tell that I've been attending the National Arts Festival since 1988. And that's how I got into the arts. And Michelle has been there before me, but as a performer.
That's right. How did you know that?
No, you mentioned it once, and I felt like, oh, there's someone with a better story than mine.
Yes. I know. From the time I was at university to the time I stopped acting, I was performing. I made the right choice, though, don't you think?
Prof, thank you so much
Well,
for the call and for giving us a glimpse into the life of Michelle. We have to take a quick pause. We'll be back on the other side. Our lines are open, and of course, our WhatsApp is open for you as well, who's woken up to a jet set breakfast over the last 3 decades. 061 410 4107 is our WhatsApp line if you'd like to share memory waking up with Michelle.
The Iron Ones are chasing a crucial win to go up the ladder, while the Red Bulls believe only 3 points will get them closer to the log leaders. This is the Bundesliga, football as it's meant to be. Catch Union Berlin versus RB Leipzig on 12 December at 9:30 p.m. live on SABC Sport on DTT Channel 4 and SABC Plus. Proudly brought to you by SABC Sport.
For the love of the game. The brightest colors of summer will be witnessed during the one-day international series between Mzansi's women Proteas and Ireland. Experience the first ODI contest on Saturday, 13 December at 9:30 a.m. live on SABC2. South Africa's Reconciliation Day will be celebrated pitchside during the second ODI clash on Tuesday, 16 December at 9:30 a.m. live on SABC3. The Proteas and the Irish will wrap up the action with the third ODI match on You can also enjoy all ODI matches live on SABC Plus. Proudly brought to you by SABC Sport.
Sure you have a view on the position that the now late Papita Diokaran took up, facing a very, very difficult situation in the healthcare in Gauteng, right?
Even if she's not amongst us, that whenever there is something wrong, we must stand out to rebuild our country. And after her witness, he joins her with the intention of rebuilding our country by uprooting corruption, which is a cancer in our community.
Minister Valen Kusini Klabisa.
Ashraf Gada on SAFM. Find the podcast at safm.co.za. Bridget Masinga, weekdays on The Full Circle.
Hi, I'm Eben Kian, Chief Brand Architect at Brainstorm Brand Architects and General Manager of the Ipen Gurung Awards. I've had the honor of knowing Michelle Constant for the last 20 years. And I remember when I was first introduced to her, I was blushing because she was a very famous 5FM DJ. Anyway, fast forward to many collaborations and explorations and co-curiosity. And I'm deeply grateful to call you a friend, Michelle, but also deeply grateful for the incredible work you've done on radio. And I've become a little bit starstruck to the extent where we asked you at one stage to help work with us on a water podcast. And many collaborations at Business and Art South Africa. I hope this new adventure with you closing one door will lead to very many great new avenues. And I'm pretty sure that the work that you do at the at the American Chamber of Commerce will continue to really play an important role in the relationship that we have with the US. You're one of the most curious people I've ever known, and I can't remember a conversation where there wasn't excitement about a new book you've read or a new place you've seen or something else that triggered your fancy. And I hope you'll stay curious forever. Onwards and upwards, and change is the only constant. Thank you for all the years on radio, Michelle Constant. May you grow from strength to strength.
Hello, Michelle. It's Anna Torpedo. In reality, we've only met a few times and I hardly know you, but I feel like I know you. You are my most cultured, clever, entertaining, imaginary friend. So I'm certainly going to miss you on the radio a lot, and I'm hoping that my imaginary friend might become like a real life regular connection.
I mean, to be an imaginary friend. I mean, that's just kind of delightful and charming.
I love it. And I get the sense you are many people's imaginary real friends because also what we do here is provide companionship for folks. So there are people who feel like they know you because they've woken up with you all these years.
Yeah, and we've certainly had some quite interesting stories, difficult stories when Tony Lancaster was here as well as the marketing manager, just around not imaginary friends, around people who, saw me as a friend. So, yeah, interesting times.
Well, listen, they try to sneak in, but it's very difficult for two tall
the
black
guys are
dudes
in
to
here.
like
Yeah,
sneak
exactly.
into the studio. But we've got, I mean, I don't know if we call them the bosses, the folks. Well, they basically are the folks who reprimand us if we do something wrong. But generally, they leave us alone to do what we do. Generally, how are you doing, Tony?
Tony's become a bit of a silver fox. Do you see that? You haven't seen but you see that he's got that little bit of silver. Yeah.
It's all the stress that Madame gives me.
Is she giving you so much stress that you've
It's all
now
the
gone
stress.
silver?
It's all the stress.
Well, listen, now it's one stress less person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I promise
No.
not to stress you ever.
Not in the least bit. Not in the least bit. How are you guys doing?
We are good. To what do we owe the honor? I mean, we know why we have the honor of having Tony come all the way up here, business manager for SAfm Radio 2000, Lotus, and the ultimate big kahuna for us.
Oh, no.
And of course, next to him, Andile as well, who is
Yeah.
our acting program manager. Well, you're the one who deals with all of us. But yes, take it over, Jen.
Wow, what a day, hey? I think we've been having this conversation for quite a minute, and when Andile communicated this to me, I think about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And he had a meeting with you, and he had engaged, and he said that, geez, Michelle is calling it quits. Calling it quits, right? And I think my first response to him was, "Are you serious? Is it something that we are are we there yet?" And he said, "Yeah, no, we've had the conversation, and
Yeah.
and also had discussions with our head of radio, our GE Menada. She actually wanted to be here herself. Unfortunately, there's a board summit, and she asked that I convey, number one, her appreciation for what you've done for us as the ACBC, but more importantly as SAFM.
Yeah.
It's been 30 long years. You've heard the voice notes. You've heard people. I think it's going to take a while for people to go, okay, fine, SAFM without Michelle, right? And that's something that
it's going to take a while for me too.
For you, right? And that's something that we're very, very honored to be. Broadcasters like you don't come every day. They don't come along every day. And I think we have been very lucky to have you in our midst. And this is a bit of a token of appreciation to Michelle. And let me just read what it says. Celebrating 30 years of broadcasting excellence, presented with gratitude. To Michelle Constant, your voice has been a trusted companion, a source of insights, and a symbol of excellence at SAFM. Your legacy will continue to inspire generations to come. With gratitude and admiration. 12th December 2025 from SAFM family, from the management, from everyone who's here. Thank you so very much for what you have done for us. You're not a presenter, you're a broadcaster, right?
Thank you. Yeah.
And there is something I think you should in here as well, in an envelope. Read it in your own time. I'm not going to read it out here, but I think it's something that embodies who we are as SAFM. And I think on behalf of the organization, on behalf of what we do here, thank you so very much, Michelle, for those 30 years. It's a lifetime.
It feels
Some
like
people have. Andile is full on age, right?
Yeah.
a whole lifetime of broadcasting, and very, very much appreciative of what you do. And this is always going to be your home. Anytime you feel like that microphone is itching and you want to come back, please give us a call and we'll tell Bridget. Bridget, thank you very much. Michelle, Michelle,
Yeah, Michelle's back.
Andile, over to you.
All right, yeah, Michelle, what a journey it's been. What a journey it's been. How's it, pal?
How's it, pal?
I'm going to miss that. You have been a wonderful to work with here at SAfm. You've kept the girls on their toes. You've kept the boys on their toes. I think what an honor to work with a legend like you at SAfm. We've learned so much from you about the arts and particularly how to do different kind of radio. But on that note, looking at the time, it is no longer good morning. It's goodbye.
Goodbye.
He's auditioning for his own radio career. That was Andile Mwale, acting programs manager at SAfm, and Tony Soglo, of course, who is the business manager for SAfm Radio 2000 and Lotus. It's time for us to get into Ondela and the 2 o'clock news. Let's take a quick pause while we gather ourselves on the side. We'll come back on the other side and continue with Michelle.
Thank you, Bridget. On the top stories, a good Tala has war.
The city of Ekurhuleni says the pressure has been suspended following a council resolution. He was of city and safeguarding the integrity of municipal governance. For SABC News, I'm Leon Dadana in Johannesburg.
Several people are trapped under concrete at River Range Ranch in Redcliffe, north of
There must be a policy that does not allow anyone outside this council to come and operate these small businesses and allow our people in the country to take over this particular.
The ANC Youth League has had a lot of influence in the affairs of the mother body, which is the ANC. They have, on numerous occasions, been active participants in the policy direction of the party and also in determining the leadership of the African National Congress. So it's very, very important that the activities of the ANC Youth League should be looked at and monitored very closely.
The British Prime Minister Keir Starmer will meet his Belgian counterpart Bart De Wever today to discuss plans to use frozen Russian assets to support Ukraine. This comes as Russia continues with its 4-year-long full-scale war on Ukraine. Belgium holds most of the €200 billion worth of assets. The BBC's James Landale reports.
There are about €200 billion worth of Russian assets frozen in EU financial institutions. The European Commission wants to use them SAfm as collateral to loan about €90 billion to Ukraine over 2 years. The loan would be called in only if Moscow one day paid Kiev reparations. But most of the assets are held in Belgium, and it says it won't support the plan unless the legal and financial risks are shared more equally. EU leaders hope to agree a deal at a summit in Brussels next week.
Recapping the top story, the city of Ekurhuleni has placed its head of human resources, Linda Nkasheka, on precautionary suspension. The city says the move is aimed at protecting internal processes as investigations continue. I'm on Delambana for SAfm News Headlines at 2:30.
Bridget Masinga on SAfm.
The Blues believe the only way to breathe closer to the summit is to triumph and ensure there's joy at Stamford Bridge.
Clipping it. Neto! Yes. Fantastic goal. Great ball gettings. From a player in real form, left wing to right wing to back of the net.
While the Toffees refuse to underrate the power of 3 points.
Dewsbury Hall still has it and scores a beauty. Delightful to blast Everton in front at Old Trafford.
This is the Premier League. Do not miss out on Chelsea FC versus Everton FC on Saturday, 13 December at 4:30 p.m. Live on SABC Plus and SABC 3. Proudly brought to you by SABC Sport. For the love of the game.
You could spend 10 minutes trying to fix the office printer or get a 10-minute quote from Outsurance that could save you thousands on your car insurance. For her 2025 Hyundai Exter, 65-year-old Helena now pays only R398 a month. And for her 2024 Haval H6 4x4, 50-year-old Priya pays just R1,178 a month. Ready to get more out of your car insurance? SMS out to 30754. That's out to 30754. Outsurance, licensed insurer and FSP. TCs and information online.
Streaming Skim Sum on the way to class.
Catching the Premier League while waiting for your order.
Jamming to Metro FM before you even get out of bed.
On SABC Plus, sinayo yonke into ifunayo. Your shows, your music, your way, anytime, anywhere. 0 subscription fees.
On your phone, tablet, or smart TV.
Download SABC Plus on iOS or Google Play Store.
The Full Circle with Bridget Masinga, Monday to Friday, 1 to 3 p.m.
We have such a long list of voice notes.
Hi, it's Michelle. I'm right here. I'm getting consistently heading to Tanzania, and I'm right here. I'm listening to you. Oh, we're gonna definitely miss you, Michelle. We're gonna miss you. You know, those mornings, Minier Smith, we're gonna miss you. Yo. No, Michelle, I'm right here. I'm right here listening to you right now.
Good afternoon, Kingsley from Germiston. It is a sad day indeed to hear that Michelle is leaving. I connected with Michelle in particular as a listener when it came to books. That was by far my favorite feature of the JSB, and of course listening to her appreciation of a wide variety of music that she would comment on using the big fat juicy feature. But yeah, she's left her mark. She's always made us as listeners feel included, and when she disagreed, she always did so respectfully. And there were 1 or 2 occasions where she had to be very firm with certain guests who tried to take liberties or overstepped, but always the consummate professional. We're going to miss her voice on the radio, and we wish her everything of the best. Kingsley from Germiston.
Good afternoon to Michelle and to the listeners. This is Keshi here from the Western Cape. I'm gutted. I'm absolutely shattered, Michelle, that you're leaving. Yours is the best show by far. You bring so much class and depth and information and mirth and emotion and just your own special magic to your show. It is the highlight of the week for me, Saturday and Sundays. And I don't think I'm going to cope. I'm sorry to say, I'm just not going to cope. Anyway, whatever your path is as you journey on, I wish you all the very, very best abundance of blessings in every single way. And I thank you for the most amazing information and extraordinary depth that you have brought to radio. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Good afternoon, SAfm. I don't believe what I'm hearing. I really don't believe. But there is nothing we can do. Michelle Constance, we are going to miss you. You are a great radio broadcaster. Your ability to connect with us listeners was out of this world. Definitely, we're going to miss your voice on radio. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. So, Tisignolo in Mafefe Limpopo, thank you.
Ah, my friend Michelle, I can't believe that we are bidding you farewell, my love. I listened to you last weekend and I shook my head and said, what a legend. And now I hear you're going. Well, it's always good to bow out on a high note. I wish you well, and I want to congratulate SAfM for celebrating you and for giving you your roses as you deserve them. Go well, my friend, and continue being that curious, interesting individual that I know. And I can't wait for that coffee, actually a nice long lunch when we next meet. Lots of love from Bindi, where
Bridget Masinga, weekdays on the Full Circle.
I'm trying to tell you something about my life. Maybe be inside between black and white. And the best thing you ever do for me is to help me take my life less seriously. It's only life after all. Yeah. Well, darkness has a hunger that's insatiable. And life has a call that's hard to hear. I wrap my fear around me like a blanket. I sail my ship of safety till I sank it. I'm crawling on your shores. And I went to the doctor. I went to the mountains. I looked to the children. I drank from the fountains. There's more than one answer to these questions, pointing in a crooked line. And the less I seek my source, more silence it is. Closer I am to the yeah. Closer I am to the yeah. I want to see the doctor of philosophy with a poster of a student and a fear down to his knee. He never did marry or see a big great movie. He graded my performance. He said he couldn't sit through me. I spent 4 years prostrate to the higher mind. Got my paper and I was free. I went to the doctor. I went to the mountains. I looked to the children. I drank from the fountains. There's more than an answer to these questions, pointing in a crooked line. And the less I seek my source, more silence it is. Closer I am to find. Yeah. Closer I am to find. Yeah. I stopped by the bar to seek solace in a bottle, possibly a friend. And I will go through the hell like a head against a board. Twice as cloudy as I've been the night before, and I went seeking clarity. I went to the doctor, I went to the mountains, I looked to the children, I drank from the fountain, and we go to the doctor. We go to the mountains, and we go to the timber. We trade on the fountain, yeah, we go to the Bible. We go through the workout, we read up on the Bible. We stand up for the lookout. There's more than one answer to these questions. Born in the crooked line.
It is Indigo Girls with Closer to Fine, and this song is dedicated to Michelle. This came straight from Dosh.
Good choice for Ndosh as well. So good choice indeed, Ndosh. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Before we go to our other two callers, actually, while we're on the music, I want to find out from you because music has been such a big part of your career, of your life.
Absolutely.
And what song punctuated your life at different stages, like early Michelle, teenage Michelle?
So early Michelle, certainly early Michelle in broadcasting. I mean, there were two things. I mean, just post 94, there was such an incredible. It was riveting what was going on with music. I mean, first of all, Kwaito was like starting to like seedlings were just sprouting up, and that was just mind blowing. And also the rock and pop scene was really very, very exciting as well at that time. I'm not saying that it's not exciting now, but I think my tastes have also shifted. I was the other night. I went to the Linda Auditorium to hear Abel Silakwa, who is cellist and Standard Bank young artist, and excuse me, possibly the most transcendent performance I've ever seen in my life. So there you're getting a kind of jazz / orchestra. And if you can go and see it in Cape Town or Durban, which is where it's going to next, you would be stupid to miss it because it made me realize, and I think all the way through the years with music, I've realized that, and it's not just music, it's culture in general, is it does shift the way you think of the world. It does shift the way you engage with the world. I mean, if you could have been in the Linda and seen this packed multiracial audience just going ballistic and lifting the roof off, and he was lifting the roof off, and the orchestra, it was just the most profound experience. And I was there with my 90-year-old mother, and she said she had never seen anything like that, and she knew that she never would again. And I just think we underestimate the power of our creatives in this country. I've kind of moved away from your question.
It's okay.
Sorry.
I'll give you time to think of it because also it's a long life and music has been central.
Yeah, music has been central, but there've been very different songs, very different moments. I mean, we've had moments. I can't. Ndosh and Monique, our previous producers, would remember where we loved a song so much that we would play it on the hour every hour of the show on a Saturday morning. So I think it was at 9 o'clock, and then again at 10 o'clock, and then at 11. I mean, the fact that we even got away with that. I think if Andila had been around, then he wouldn't have allowed that.
You know what I love? I love the fact that you are a rule breaker and you're reinforcing why I've always loved you as a broadcaster coming up behind you because I'm like, oh, I've done that.
Yeah.
Yes. So now I'm just going to say Michelle did it. So
no, don't. But yeah, like there were always songs where you just went, that's triggering something incredible in me.
Yes.
And you know, we forget. Why do you think when we say it strikes a chord with me? There's a reason we use a musical term because it strikes something profound and then it lifts you up. So.
Absolutely. Or sometimes it's just a bloody good song.
Yes.
Let's take a quick break and then we come back on the other side and continue with Michelle Constant.
I don't love going to school. I don't love sitting in a classroom with 50 other children. But I do love learning. Ngiyakuthanda ukufunda isiXhosa as a language. I do love getting good grades. I do love UCT Online High School because I do love my future. Apply online before 19 December.
This week on BBC Primetime, watching TV could make you a winner. It's the BBC Primetime Watch and Win competition. Just tune into your BBC Primetime shows, answer a few simple questions on S3's TikTok account, and you could walk away with awesome prizes. From thrilling dramas to jaw-dropping reality shows, the more you watch, the more chances you have to win. Watch, answer, win. only on BBC Primetime. Airs weeknights 9 to 11 p.m. on S3. Your couch just became the best seat in the game.
This festive season, remember that road safety is everyone's responsibility, yours and mine. Before you travel, ensure your vehicle is roadworthy. Plan your journey properly so you don't have to speed. Take regular rests. Fatigue is deadly, especially during long distance travel. Let's make sure that you and your loved ones arrive alive. Brought to you by the Department of Transport, moving South Africa to new heights.
You are listening to The Full Circle.
Michelle, you've honestly been such a huge source of inspiration and support for me over the years. I still think back to when we first met at Barca. I was this young professional trying to figure out the world of work, and you were the kind of boss who gave me room to grow, experiment, and find my own purpose. You created a space for me to flourish and do things that truly matter. And one of the amazing things about being human is how we learn through mirror neurons by watching the people around us and absorbing their way of being. I've been so privileged to learn by watching you, Michelle, your integrity, your compassion, and your unwavering commitment to excellence. Those qualities have shaped me more than you know. Somewhere along the line, you stopped being a boss and became a real friend, a true friend, someone who continues to walk through life with me. Your radio show has always felt like such a perfect reflection of who you are. Endless curiosity, hungry for new knowledge, passionate about art and creativity, and deeply committed to people and to this country. As you step into this new chapter, I wish you all the joy, adventure, and fulfillment it brings. And honestly, I know you're going to keep doing incredible things because that's just who you are. Love you lots, Lonwabo.
Hi, Michelle. It's Julia Ann Malone. I'm remembering the many radio dramas you acted in for me, which was such fun, and the fantastic documentaries you made for SAfm, and the program The Big Big Brunch long ago when we were both so young that you presented, and of course your recent work on SAfm. If I had to choose one word to describe you, Michelle, it would be excellence. Excellence in everything you do and who you are. An excellent broadcaster and an excellent woman. Lots of love to you, Michelle.
Hi, my dearest pal. I'm not 100% sure where to start, and I'm going to try not to get too emotional. But I had to step away from the show. I just want to say how deeply, deeply grateful I am for everything you've been to me over the years that we've been working together. You weren't only the presenter I produced, you were actually the one who taught me how to produce and who took me under your wing and showed me what this craft is really about. So your guidance has really shaped my entire career, and you believe in me from the start, more than you'll ever, ever, ever know. But I think, personally, and even more importantly, like somewhere along the line, you and I just became lifelong friends. Your brilliance, your curiosity, your endless general knowledge, gosh, and that's something that it always amazes me. And your humor and your heart is something I'll never, never, never forget and that I'll cherish. And working with you has really been one of my greatest privileges and joys of my radio career. We've created so many memories together on air. Just some that stick out was when we did that OB with Double HP with Jabba for the Scrabble OB that he always hosted for the kids. And as we started the OB, nothing worked. We couldn't go on air. And so we literally started the show with you and Jabba doing the interview on cell phones. You on the one end of at the venue and Jab on the other side of the venue speaking to each other on the cell phone, but you can still look at each other. Oh gosh, that I'll never, never, never forget that. But yeah, that's just one of them. But there was so, so, so many memories. You'll be missed on air, my friend, and the show will definitely not be the same without you. And that's because you were its soul in so many ways. Your presence, your curiosity, and your instinct for the small stories with the biggest, biggest impact is something so irreplaceable. So all I want to say is this is just a new chapter for you, and I can't wait cheering you on whatever comes next. This isn't a goodbye, just a beautiful emotional turning of the page. Love you always, my friend, and thanks for everything.
Yeah. I don't even know what to say. So, of course, that's Monique, who really was one of my early days producers. She was introduced to me by a friend of ours, Tim's uncle, and we started working together on Radio 2000 on the Lucky Packet. And then she came along to SAfm when we moved to SAfm. And I do remember that, geez, that day with WHP with Jabba. It was frickin' funny, but just so, I mean, just ridiculous. So here we are doing this broadcast, and I'm on the phone, and he's on the phone, and we're talking to each other on the phone and looking at each other and throwing signs at each other and like just being silly. So it really was a crazy, crazy time. And certainly a lot of the OBs that we've had to do have been crazy. OBs are difficult. Outside broadcasts, they're challenging.
They really
So,
are.
yeah, it's very kind of Monique to yeah, and so many wonderful people that I've learned and met through my work. And I'm so lucky, just so
We have to wrap up for the afternoon, but it's been such an honor and such a privilege to be in our small part of this journey, part of this chapter. It's not the beginning, as Ibn said. You know, the only thing that is guaranteed, change is the only constant. Um, but it's been a beautiful journey to observe as a fan, as the next generation of broadcasters coming up after you, watching you evolve into so many different versions of woman, of entrepreneur, of arts champion. And I'm glad when Tony came in here, he said, "You're not just a presenter, you're a broadcaster," because I'm one of those people. I'm a little anal about it.
makes two of us. Makes two of us. Yeah.
About it. Because you are cream above the rest,
Oh, thank you,
and
Bridget.
you've been a constant for so many female radio broadcasters, and most of them won't even get the opportunity to tell you so.
Thank you.
So I'm so very, very fortunate that I get to sit here in this moment with you today. And it's really not the beginning, or rather, it's not the end. It's
No,
the
it's
beginning of something
yeah,
special.
it's a new door opening.
Yeah. And I want to ask you, because I've made it a point of my career not to ask what comes next. We'll just silently watch because we know something
Yeah.
fantastic is coming.
Yes. That's the best way to look at it.
It really is. And the memoir. Okay, that I'll put the pressure on you.
Yeah.
The memoir must come.
I'll have to get people to remember the stories because I'm not sure I can.
A final word from you, from us. I mean, you get to sign us out into the news. And then tomorrow you get to
Yeah,
begin
last
your
show.
journey. Yeah.
I'm feeling very anxious about this weekend. I'm so lucky to be able to close off so beautifully. It has been an extraordinary journey, and I will always love broadcasting. It is my first love, my first passion, my first child in many ways. And I will be very sorry not to do it, but I'm kind of interested to see what it means to sleep in a little longer on a Saturday and a Sunday. And Yeah, as I say, public broadcasting, SAfm, has truly been my home. It has been a challenging home often, but it is where I believe radio should go, and how we should think about it is the telling of stories of our fantastic country. We should not forget how great our country truly is.
Let's go to the news. Ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Bridget. On the news headlines, multiple patients who sustained serious to critical injuries are receiving treatment after a four-story temple collapsed at Redcliffe in the Verulam area north of Durban. The ANC Youth League in Limpopo says all logistical arrangements have been completed to host the National Youth League conference. And Google has announced plans to team up with Britain to invite researchers to propose uses for its state-of-the-art quantum chip Willow. A full update follows at the top of the hour.
Bridget Masinga, weekdays on The Full Circle.
I don't even know how to function these new cams. They got new headphones because Michelle is going away, so we got new headphones.
Yeah, just as I'm going away, it makes you think, huh?
Just got twisted. um, we were about to let Michelle go, and then we remembered that Usiwela Langeni is joining us next, and she wanted to have
the
a goodbye.
glorious Siwela.
Usiwela.
Hey, Bridget. Hi, Michelle.
Hi.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. Go ahead. Michelle is here.
Yeah, man, I've been listening to the tributes and the voice notes, and I'm so honored to be able to weigh in. I mean, I was just with Michelle a week ago at the Sunday Times Literary
Yeah,
Award
that's right.
announcement, and I got the pleasure of interacting with Michelle in her radio show. Every now and then, she calls upon me to recommend books or any topic she has around books. We've enjoyed. We have a shared passion for the love of books, and I'm always blown away about how well read Michelle is, not just South African authors, but globally. And just she's a wealth of knowledge when it comes to literature. And we've had the pleasure of also working together with IFAS, where she encourages this cultural exchange between South Africa and France. So, and when I heard this, I tried to look back at Book Circle Capital. Michelle, if you remember, we hosted you where you were in
Yes,
conversation with Veronique Tajo
that's right. Yeah.
in 2022, where we were reviewing her book, In the Company of Men, I think. And you guys had such a beautiful conversation. So, as somebody that's done a lot of interviews, I've learned a lot from you, just watching you do it, online, listening on radio, but also just watching you at these events around. So, yeah, it's definitely a treasure to have known you and listened to your work on radio.
And we'll still work together on the committee at the French Institute. So I look forward to
Absolutely.
that. Siwela, thank you. I really appreciate it. It's been wonderful working with you, and I have no doubt we'll be continuing to do so.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, for one last time, I should rightfully say, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, gays and the theys and the thems, one last time, presenter, journalist, and writer, Michelle Constant. I mean, we should be giving you a round of applause. Thank you for gracing us with your
I'm
presence today.
applauding you, pal. I'm applauding you
No.
to hold the line for the last hour.
For the last hour.
Yeah.
Michelle is literally got this weekend is a gauntlet of celebrations, and so we've imposed on her time already, and she's running late for another engagement. But I appreciate you for coming through, for honoring our invite. I thank you for honoring me, and again for just being the woman that you've been in broadcasting and in other spaces within the arts and creative sectors. You've left a blueprint for myself to follow, and you continue. And we only but hope that when you are ready to say, okay, girls, I'm done, done, that we can take over the baton from where you left. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Bridget. I appreciate it. Back at you, girl. Back at you.
A quick pause and then we'll come back with Suela.
Hi, I'm Homotso KG Mweketi, and I believe in music's ability to connect, to heal, to remind, and to bring joy. And each week on my Saturday and Sunday show seasons, right here on SAfm 104 to 107 nationwide, I endeavor to do just that. So join the movement of seasons every Saturday and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's addictive. You might invite a friend. Seasons only on SAfm 104 to 107 nationwide with me, KG Mwegezi.
Gender based violence is destroying lives and tearing communities apart. It happens in homes, in schools, at workplaces, and too often in silence. But it doesn't have to continue. If you see it, speak out. If you are hurting, reach out. Because doing nothing is not an option. Listen to all 19 SABC radio stations for hard talk, discussions, advice, dramas, educational shows, and interviews around GBV with experts, survivors, lawmakers, and a whole country affected by gender based violence. All on your favorite SABC radio station. Call 0800 428 428 to report abuse or get help. GBV, it ends with you. This message is brought to you by the SABC. You are listening to The Full Circle.
Yep, well, they say that change is the only constant, right? As we say, the penultimate goodbye to Michelle Constant, but you can still catch her tomorrow on the Jet Set Breakfast, beginning at 7 o'clock, where she'll be sharing her intimate farewell with all of you who've woken up with her through the years. Siwela Langeni is here, co-founder of Book Circle Capital and author. How are you doing, Siwela?
I'm good, thanks. And you, Bridget?
I'm good. I mean, we're going to make it so quick today because we are now chasing Nalibali. Quickly,
Yes.
what is on the agenda?
Just one book, Why Am I Like This by Kanita Hunter. It's a novel. So today I prepared like Fiction Friday. So it's a novel in the era of Ozempic therapy and situationships. So we meet Farah Nosiko Gada, who's a 27-year-old professional student, no job, real plan, with a talent for self-sabotage. So she's pulled from Cape Town's comfort to care for her ailing mother in a Joburg retirement village. She thinks it's just another way to buy time, but when her mother begins to slip away and the man she thought she could have a future, could be a future partner, starts raising red flags, she's forced to ask herself, what if the life she had said she wanted isn't the life she needs? So it's a journey of self-reflection. I think it would be a nice, fiction read poolside as people are resting, where Farah, in the middle of grief, she begins to rewrite her story, showing up for herself, caring for her mind and body, trading shame for softness, and learning that self-love is a daily decision and a destination.
Oh, wow. Just a quick one. Is Kunita Hunter the same one that I'm thinking of, the political journalist?
Definitely. So you know very well. She wrote that book about the July riots we had. So Kanita Hunter is an award-winning political journalist, editor, and best-selling author. So now she's just ventured into fiction.
Oh, very interesting indeed. It's always interesting to see the different sides of an individual. I mean, I know I said just one, but we've got a minute for one more, Siwela, one more.
One more. Okay, Pillow Talk by Nivashni Sukhdev. So she talks about the leading actor is Sona Shah's life is chaotic. She's been shackled with a family obligation, has a casual relationship with a childhood friend, and then it just unravels from there when she walks out of a family tailor business to forge her own path. But beautiful 20 something graduate designer soon realizes that to move forward, she has to look at her family's past. This is also a journey of self-discovery in a whirlwind of humor, heartache, as she learns to accept to accept that her pillow talk rule with Fentia, who's the clever, can be broken, and she discovers that sometimes the greatest love story can unfold right in the middle of chaos.
Well, listen, we can't wait to add these to our summer reading. It sounds very interesting, and I'm very interested by the book by Kunita Hunter as well, because I like to see how people inhibit different parts of themselves. Siwela, thank you so much. We'll catch up with you again, hopefully, maybe just before the holidays. Well, we are in holiday season, but just before the Christmas break. That was Siwela Langeni, co-founder of Book Circle Capital and author. It's 20 to 3 o'clock. It's time for us to get into Nalibali, and then we'll come back on the other side and wrap up the rest of the show.
Clientele is here to safeguard you and your family with compassion because life happens. Be part of a family that truly cares. Our funeral dignity plans have helped South Africans bury their loved ones with dignity for more than 30 years. Let us help you create a meaningful tribute that honors your life and those of your loved ones. We pay out within 24 hours and you will get double accident cover with a clientele funeral plan. Our plans are affordable. Pick the option that suits your needs. Easy to apply, no medical examinations, and no paperwork. SMS SAfm to 48031. That's 48031. Clientele Life is an authorized FSP and licensed life insurer. T's and C's online. Standard rates apply.
The Playhouse Company proudly presents a Christmas celebration. One performance only on Saturday, 20 December at 3 p.m. featuring Ayanda Ntanzi, Don Laka, Timothy Malloy, the powerful KwaZulu-Natal Philharmonic Orchestra, the Playhouse Chorale, and many more incredible artists. Tickets from just 200 Rand. Book at Web Tickets. The ultimate spectacular Christmas show. Bold, brilliant, and not to be missed. Only at the Playhouse Company.
South Africa, my name is Itukune. The wait is finally over.
My name is Tiniko Victor Shungwani, the principal.
Igama lam nguVusiwe Intokazi yakwaNgcobo. Now we've counted down long enough. AFCON 2025 is finally here. From the 21st team that takes you through every moment. All 52 matches will be live across SABC2 on your favorite SABC radio station in your language of choice and streaming on the SABC Plus app.
Feel every goal, cheer every victory, and celebrate Bafana Bafana with the nation. Shilo sakusaseka, zonaka, nda.
SABC Sport is the official broadcaster of AFCON 2025. For the love of the game.
Hello, friends, and welcome to Nali Bali. Do you know how to tell the time on a clock? Learning to tell time is like having a superpower. It helps you know when it's time to play, time to eat, time to go to school, and even time to sleep. One of the most important times in the day is the morning, when we wake up and get ready for the day ahead. Sometimes it can be hard to wake up on our own, but that's when the alarm clock can help. Setting an alarm and waking up when it rings is a great way to start being responsible. When you learn to tell the time, you don't always need someone else to wake you up. You can do it yourself. It helps you be on time for school, for fun activities, and for the things you enjoy the most. So today, let's remember that learning to tell time is not just about numbers on a clock. It's about being independent and ready for all the adventures of the day. Let's listen to today's story called A New Home, written by Joanne Block. But before we listen to today's story, let's all get up and... Mr. Ngube had a problem. His cell phone was broken. While it was being fixed, he couldn't use its alarm to wake up. Mr. Ngube frowned and scratched his head.
Ugh, man, what should I do now?
He wondered. Then he remembered his old alarm clock in the cupboard. the one he'd used in days before cell phones. Mr. Ngube found the clock and put batteries in the back. Soon the clock was sitting on the table between Mr. Ngube's bed and the window. It had a dark, shiny face with big white numbers and two smart red hands that told the time. As the hands moved, the clock made a gentle tick-tock sound. Mr. Ngube set the alarm so it would make a long, loud tring to wake him up at 5 o'clock every morning. The first time the alarm went off, Mr. Ngube reached out and turned with a grunt and a sigh. He left his cozy bed to get ready for work. The next morning, something different happened. At 5 o'clock, when the alarm clock rang, Mr. Ngube didn't wake up. He was dreaming that he was a little boy again, playing ball with his friends. Still dreaming, he reached out, grabbed the clock, and threw it straight out of the window.
Judge.
He mumbled and smiled in his sleep. The alarm clock flew through the air, still ringing. It landed in a clump of long grass, knocking against a stone that swished it off.
Oh my goodness. Where am I?
Panted the alarm clock. It was strange to be out in the big wide world. The clock lay quietly, listening to the sounds around it. Breeze rustled the leaves in the trees nearby, and bats chirped and twittered.
This place isn't too bad.
Thought the clock.
I'll just lie here and wait for Mr. Ngube to come and find me.
But somebody else found the clock first. A scruffy brown bird with a yellow beak came stalking up on his long, skinny yellow legs.
Ooh, I see something shiny. What can it be?
He cawed. The bird flapped his wings and pecked gently at the alarm clock. This tickled and made the clock giggle.
Ooh, whoa, what are you?
Asked the bird, surprised.
I'm an alarm clock,
replied the clock in a trembly voice.
Listen, and you hear my tick-tock sound. My alarm rings at 5 every morning to wake up Mr. Ngube. I'm not sure what happened today. When I rang, I suddenly found myself flying through the air.
Never mind. I'm going to take you to a wonderful new home,
chirped the bird. He opened his beak and picked up the clock. Then they took a little run and lifted off into the air. The alarm clock was flying again. In a few moments, they came to a hole high in the trunk of a tall tree. The bird gently dropped the clock into a nest inside and hopped in after it. In front of an alarm clock were a tired-looking mama bird and 6 squeaky, wiggly, fluffy baby birds, all rolling about and screaming.
Mama! Mama! What's this?
Asked Mama Bear. It was a surprised and worried look. She hopped over to the clock that was standing shyly in the corner.
I must say, Papa Bird, I wish you could just stop bringing all of these things home.
She pointed with her beak to a small square of mirror, some shiny purple Swiss wrappers, and a little red bouncy ball at the back of the crowded nest.
The things you bring home are pretty. They also make it hard to tidy up. I have my wings full already with these hungry baby birds.
Never mind, never mind. I think our new friend will be welcome in this nest,
said Papa Bird. He turned to the baby bird and said,
Come closer, children.
The baby birds wiggled over until they stood around the alarm clock.
Hello,
said the clock softly. The baby birds were so surprised when it spoke to them that they all forgot to chirp for a second. That was when they heard the gentle tick-tock of the clock. The quiet sound made the baby birds feel very calm and happy. Soon they all fell asleep.
Thank you. Thank you so much. At last I can finally get some rest,
said Mama Bird gratefully.
Welcome to our family. We don't need you to wake us up, but we do really, really need you to put us to sleep,
Papa Bird said to the alarm clock. The alarm clock was thrilled.
I'm happy to help.
It said, and what about Mr. Ngube? When he woke up 3 hours late for work, he couldn't understand what had happened to his alarm clock.
Ah, it was here when I went to sleep, but now it's gone.
He said to himself. He wondered if someone had crept into his room and stolen it. But the door was locked and nothing else was missing. Mr. Ngube often spoke about the mystery of that morning, but nobody ever guessed what really happened to his alarm clock. And so we come to the end of another Nali Valley story time. Today's story was called A New Home, written by Joanne Block. Did you know that reading and telling stories to children at home can help them do better at school? If you want free stories to read to your children or for your children to enjoy on their own, visit the Nali Bali website www.nalibali.org or Mobi site www.nalibali.mobi. You will find stories in 11 South African languages, as well as tips for reading and sharing stories with your children to grow their potential. Also look out for the bilingual Nali Bali Reading for Enjoyment supplement with great children's stories and activities, available in newspapers. Nali Bali, it starts with a story.
Bridget Masinga, weekdays on the Full Circle.
Alrighty, let's keep this little pony show on the road, shall we? We are going to chat the Crown Gospel Music Awards now that are coming live on S2 this Sunday at 7 p.m. Millicent Mashile joins us now, co-host of the Crown Gospel Awards. How are you doing, Millicent?
Hi, I'm well, thanks, and yourself?
I'm awesome. I mean, you sound rather chipper this Friday. I love to hear it.
I love Fridays.
Let's talk Crown Gospel Awards.
Yes,
Let's talk about this event. It is an annual event. It's going to be
yes,
broadcast this Sunday at 7 p.m. on S2. But these awards that celebrate the gospel music industry.
yes.
Talk to us about, firstly, also the significance of showcasing the incredible talent that we have in the gospel industry and the fact that a lot of people tend to underestimate the impact that gospel and
Mm-hmm.
choral music still has
Oh,
on
yeah.
South African audiences.
Yeah. So the impact is quite huge. I mean, they just shining the spotlight on the music that is so healing, inspiring to people on a daily basis. So, it happens annually and you have like different types of talent. For myself as the host and my other hosts as well, to the people who are winning the awards, to the performances of the night. I mean, it's an entire production and really it's just a moment to just be grateful, yes, for the year that we've had, but also to celebrate all these people that have been pouring out their hearts, singing gospel music, healing, inspiring people, and that, yeah, it just amazing everything on that one night.
Mm. And what a night of glorious celebration in song it is. And I'm told that this year you're also going to be paying tribute to the president and founder of the Crown Gospel Awards.
Yes, and they always do it. The president and founder, the late Bogazi, I mean,
Mm.
she did such an incredible thing by starting with this platform. And of course, she is like broadcast royalty. She has been in the industry for many years. She understands it. And she feels this. And, one of the hashtags, the legacy continues and still with praise is that, each and every one of us hold that legacy and need to continue with the legacy, whether it be us using our craft, whether in music and in emceeing, and so she just this the night on its own is just really just showing that the legacy continues, that what she has started really does continue. And Bishop Mambule, which is the husband, has done an incredible job with carrying the vision forward and making sure that the awards continue as well. So,
Mm. And then talk to us about the nominees. Some of the nominees and some of the categories that people can look forward to, because there's also just such a diversity to gospel music in South Africa.
huge, huge, huge. Actually, I was on that night. I was like, oh wait, there's so many categories. Like gospel music on its own, yes, it's a big umbrella, but within that umbrella, there's your contemporary gospel, there's a traditional gospel, there's cat and cat. There's, it's so different and so diverse. And on that night, obviously because of the different categories that separated it, so it just gives the audience like a nice way to sort of celebrate them individually in the different ways in which they sing gospel music. Even with the performances, you'll see there's some nice performances with more traditional gospel, there's more contemporary, there's more gospel, and then there's more praise gospel, which is more upbeat. So there's a nice combination and variety of the types of gospel on the night.
Performances, performance-wise, people always love to know what they should be ensuring that they don't miss out on when it comes to live award ceremonies.
Yeah, the performances were so amazing. I can't wait for people to see it. I can tell you about one performance. I know Matthew Lamas, he was also hosting, is going to be performing, or he's performing. They will get to see that, which is incredible. And to also win an award of the night, I have to watch to see which award to watch. To sing a very particular song that has really taken people through hard times this year. And the name of the song is One Name. So he's free. So everybody was, so emotional in that moment, like, really reflecting on their own stories, their own journey, and where God has brought them, you know. So that would be one of the big performances of the night. There's many other performances, of course, like I said, and nice variety as well, like different types of gospel music.
Wonderful stuff. Well, listen, we wish you, as well as your co-host Umatima Muremi, the very best come Sunday for that live performance. Well, not the live performance, rather the live broadcast of the Crown Gospel Music Awards. That was Millicent Mashile, and she's going to be co-hosting the Crown Gospel Music Awards, broadcasting on S2, that's SABC2, this coming Sunday at 7 p.m. So set your reminders for that. You definitely don't want to miss it. It's going to be an inspired evening of South African gospel and choral music. That's how we wrap up the show today. It's been such an honor and a privilege, specifically today, in our small way, to be a part of a very big broadcast story honoring the living South African radio icon, Michelle Constant, who begins her journey of saying goodbye today. It was the penultimate goodbye farewell show today, and then it continues into the weekend on the Jet Set Breakfast at 7 p.m. You don't want to miss it as she goes into intimate conversation with you who have grown with her and journeyed with her. You'll laugh together, you'll have cried together, you'll have inspired each other. So tomorrow you'll get the opportunity to share in those moments and those memories that you've created over the last 30 years of Michelle being on SAFM. And here was a revelation for me. We thought she started at 5FM first before she came to SAFM. And it turns out she came here first and then went to go rock and roll with the kids down there and then came back here to do her thing. She also told me another story that we didn't get around to telling, and she'll probably put it in her memoirs one day when we were reflecting. And it wasn't about me, so that's why I didn't bring it on air when we were reflecting on my radio journey and some of my radio bosses. It turns out at one point, my former radio boss, Greg, had extended an invite for Michelle to go join YFM at the height in the early days of YFM. Can you imagine Michelle Constant and DJ Fresh co hosting a show together? That would have been something. That would have really been something. But there's so many radio stories and so many radio moments to share with Michelle, about Michelle, from Michelle. And tomorrow you get to do exactly that on the Jet Set Breakfast. I'll definitely be tuned in from 7 o'clock and, of course, on Sunday as well. That's it from our end. Ashraf is ready to take over with the National Pulse. We'll see you on Monday, inshallah, God willing. We get to do it again.
SAfm has signed a code of conduct that is enforced by the Broadcasting Complaints Commission of South Africa. Under the code, we are committed to giving news that is accurate, comment that is fair, and programming that is not harmful, does not amount to hate speech, or contain violence or explicit sex. If you think we are not living up to that code, then you can inform the Broadcasting Complaints Commission of South Africa. Direct any complaints in writing to the Broadcasting Complaints Commission of South Africa. PO Box 142365. Craig Hall 2024. Fax to 011-326-3198 or an email to bccsa@nabsa.co.za. For more information, please visit www.bccsa.co.za.
Thank you, Bridget and the team on the top stories. Rescue efforts continue in KZN temple collapse and the Guruleni head of HR suspended. For SAfm News, I am Onde Lambana and a very good day. Emergency services say at least 6 people believed to be construction workers are trapped and 8 others have received treatment after a 4-story temple collapsed at Redcliffe in the Verulam area north of Durban. It is believed the director of the temple could be amongst those trapped under the debris. Preliminary reports indicate that the temple was fully functional and a new structure was being constructed on top of it. Spokesperson for an emergency response company, Prem Balram.
It could be possibly 6 people that are trapped under the rubble and 8 others that were injured and was existing for a while. And when we got to the scene 3 minutes later, we had found a group of people